Hey, this is Bremster, and I'm going to try a little bit more node math. I am doing terribly at this game, but I'm having a lot of fun doing terribly at this game. So where I was up to is I've got to either do 149, 145, 125, or 136, 121, 79. I'd like to try and get close to finishing this one, unlock the 7, which I think will help me a lot. So let's see how I can do that. Now, 125 is easy. 125 is 5 times 5 times 5. And I could do this up here quite easily by using the times 5. So let's do 2 rows of 5. So if we do a row of 5 and make it quite long, and then we do another row of 5, and then we need to connect these. There's rows of 5s. We need to put a multiplier on that. So we stick a multiplier here. And then we drag the multiplier from this into this times 5. Need to send those into there though. Then I can send that out and into there, and that's 125. And I need to also make that connect. Now I could replicate this. I forgot to do the second multiplier. And send that into there. And now we've got even more 125s. Okay, so that's a thing. Let's just do more of these. Can I do even more? Yeah, let's do that. There you go. So there's a bunch of 125s coming in. May even be enough. So the next question we have is 145. Okay, 145. So it's slightly less than 150, which is... Well, 145 divided by 5 is 29. Ooh, so if I can get 29, I could feed it into that same times 5 multiplier. How do I get to 29? Because 30 times 5 is 150. So how do I get to 29? 29... 29. 6 times 5 minus 1? Now, I don't think I could use this. $29. $22 could come into here. No, I don't think I can get it in there. Well, the interesting thing is if I fit the 24, like if I had some of, I don't know if you can split it, had some of these coming out and going into here, and then some of those coming out and going into here, then I'm getting some 25s and some 29s. I'm missing a step here, aren't I? Why can't I do that? So I want this to come down and feed into the times 5, and I want this to come up and come into the times 5. Can I only use the times 5 once? Well, that's crap. So I can only feed one value into the times 5. Well, that's mean. But I can split. So that might be useful. What I might want to do, because I think I can connect the 125 and the 149. If I remove all of this, and I have this come into here, this come into here, this come into here, this come into here, and this come into here, this come into here, and then into here. That's going to make no 125s, but that's making 149s. Now it's making 145s. But because 149, oh, hang on, 125 is 5 times 5 times 5. Now that doesn't work. I mean, this is all working. How do I do the 149? 30 times 5 is 150 minus 1. So I could do it with a row of 6s, a row of 5s, a row of 5s, and a row of minus 1s. Because at least I think this works. I may need to then if I multiply here and do an addition here, 6 times 5 times 5 minus 1 is 149. Now I can maybe move that up. And I can copy, paste, and feed that in. Paste, and feed that in. So that's a lot of 149s. Is it enough 149s? Almost certainly not, because it's not as efficient as up here. This is 3 runs. This was 6. Although, I wouldn't need too much more. If I did here. That's quite a few more 149s. That might be enough. So now I need to make 125, which is just 5 times 5 times 5. But I don't have any times 5s down here. Is there another way of doing it? I don't have any times 5s down here. How do I get there more efficiently? Can I do it in 2? Or ideally 1. I want to get to 25, but that's a... Well, hang on. I could get to 24, maybe. Yeah. 6. Times 4 times 3 is 72. No, I'm doing this wrong. Delete, delete, delete. $25. I'm after 125. So I want to multiply that times 5. $125. What's 124 divided by 3? No. 123 divided by 3 is 41. So if I can feed 41 into this, so let's make notes. So what I'm after here is 125 minus 2 is 123, divided by 3 is 41. Minus 1 is 40, divided by 10 is 4. So I delete all of this. I put a 4 out. No. Not minus 10. It's divided by 4 is 10. So I need to make 10, which I think I can do in 2, unless I can use something over here. which I think I can. Same as I did before. -4 times -3 is -12. Is 12. -2 is 10. Times 4 plus 1 is 41. Times 3 is 123. Plus 2 is 145. And once that does its full cycle, is 125, which is what I'm missing. So what I then do is grab the selection tool, -4s, and that's not connected them for some strange reason. -4. And then I use the connection tool and connect all of those. And that is now going to make a whole heap of 125s. All of these 10s will come in, 40s, 41, 123, 125. And the 125s are going to fill up. That's bonkers. And I'm generating a little bit. Getting these millions, though, is a bit rude, isn't it? Let's come over here and do these while we're waiting. 6 plus 2 is 8. 7 plus 7 is 14. 13 plus 15 is 28. 18 plus 17 is 35. 24 plus 24 is 48. Here we've got 5 plus 1 is 6, 15 plus 8 is 23, 14 plus 15 is 29, this is 37, 29 plus 23 is 52. Then we've got A plus B is 12, which would be 10 plus 2, A plus B is 21, which would be 12 plus 9, A plus B is 30, which would be 27 plus 3, 40, which would be 27 plus 13, 52, which would be 7 plus 45. A plus B is 11, which is 5 and 6. 22, which is 10 and 12. 34, which is 32 and 2. 47, which is 39 and 8. 47, which is 34 and 14. And then this one, 4 plus 1 is 5. 12 plus 10 is 22, 14 and 14 is 28, 17 and 22 is 39, 22 and 22 is 44. There you go. There's a bit of multipliers on the old earnings. But pretty happy with that factory. This came together pretty well. So what are the next numbers going to be? They're going to be, and I need to move to a new page of my notebook, tempted to move to a gridded notebook that I have. They're going to be 196. They're going to be 166. And they're going to be 148. Now 148 can I leverage off what I'm already doing? So because I'm getting 149 at the moment. So I could do that by changing the -1 on the 149 or -2. So that would do that. 166. 166. That seems meaningful, doesn't it? Why does 166 sound interesting? Why does 166 sound interesting? So the 148, I could do, so 148, I could do similar to what I'm doing. I could do 6 times 5 times 5 minus 2. Okay, so the 148 is fine. The 196 is also an interesting one. Because 196 has quite a few dividers. Like, oh, I'd need the 7. Because I'm just realizing that it's 4 times 49 because it's 4 off 200. That's 4 times 49, and 49 is 7 times 7. But I need the 7 for that, which I'm getting closer to. So 196 could be 7 times 7 times 4. Well, I could do 148, 7 times 7 times 3, 49 times 3 is 147. You know, I've got a times 3 and a times 4 somewhere. So if I was to feed 49 into this, 49 times 3 plus 1 is 148. 49 times 3 plus 1, and 196 is just 49 times 4. So I could feed 49 into this a lot and get both the 148 and the 196. The question then is the 166. So can I do the 166 up here? And I bet the answer is yes. I want to wait for the 7 at this point though, I think, which is very, very weird. You can always skip ahead. Actually, I've got this available as well, though I don't think I need it for this. Maybe I do? I mean, I could move this up here and see what my options are. 166 If I divide 166 by 4, what do I get? Just over 40. 169? That's not it either. No, I need to go take it down. That's not helpful. But remember, I can feed things in a weird way. So I could feed things out of this into a final processor. So can I head for something like... I don't know what I could head for. Again, if the 7 is available, 7 times 6 is 42. Times 4 is 168, minus 2 is 166. And I could use the times 6 multiplier here, I think. And down here, yeah, I just need to feed a lot of 7s and 7s into that. So this could work. Okay. I just want to get this 7, which I'm a long way from. Man, this has been 10 minutes of nothing happening. This is the problem with the concept of the idle game. You can skip ahead. It's probably going to, I have no idea how long this is going to take. Oh, this will be a huge boost. Let's do this. This should speed this up significantly. Because this is now generating a lot faster. So it's generating about 1 million every 5 seconds. It's hard to know what I'm generating. Generating 322K per second. So 3 seconds per million. So about 9 minutes. This is... I suppose they did label it as an idle game. This is not great for streaming. I could spend this and boost all the others. Yeah, that's boosted this significantly. I'm now at 500, so that's reduced the time a bit. I wish there was a way of... I mean, I understand why there's no way of speeding it up, but it feels a little bit weird that it's all about just sit here and wait. Hurry up and wait. I suppose I could test my formulas, but I don't have the 7 available. I mean, I could make the 7 by doing 3, 4 with a plus gives me the 7. And then I could feed 7 out. Can I do this? So that makes a 49. You can do that. And then if I feed that into a multiply. So what I want to do is delete that. Man, that is so weird. If I put a multiply in, feed that into a multiply, which is getting a 4, that should make slowly 196. So there's the 196. That broke the connection. So there's a 196 happening. And for the other one, I've lost track of what I was doing. No, I did want the 49. Then I wanted to feed... I wanted a 3 multiplier and a 1 add. And that's 148. So there's a 148 and a 149, all starting from a 7. It's really slow because the 7 is feeding that twice. And the other one, I want 3, 4, add. There's my 7. So the other one I want is 166. Then I want a 6 multiplier. Then I want a 4 multiplier. And then I want a -2 add. And there's a 166. So those work for 148. Yeah, doing this I think is a bad way of doing it. This is not great for testing because you only see one result at a time. I'm close. I'm close to being able to buy the 7. Only a few seconds away now. And there's the 7. Okay, do I just want to clear everything and start again? I think the answer is yes, because I'm a loser. I'm a loser. Okay, so let's start with the 148. which I think I want to do up here, don't I? Because what I want to do is start with a row of... Actually... No. But I realised there might be an easier way of doing this up here with the 148. I could possibly do a row of 5s. Let me just test this. If I do this... into the times 6... into the times 5... and then I have a row of -2s. I think with an addition there. Then there's 148s. Except it's not 148s I want. I thought it told me I wanted... Oh no! No, 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 no. Undo, 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 undo. All the way undo. How far can I undo? I didn't upgrade. Oh, thank Lord I can undo all that. If it only had limited undos, I was in trouble. I forgot to hit the upgrade button. Upgrade. I don't know what the crown is supposed to mean. Now I can select everything and delete. Okay, let's try that again. I can't remember what I did. It was do a run of 5s. Which I then run into except this is then going to use the wasn't I going to use this for the I can't remember. It's possible I was going to use this one for the... See, this is where I'm just really losing track. Possible I was going to use this one at the top to do the 166. But what I can do in the short term then -2s. I don't want that connection in there. I don't know what's going on. The controllers on this are so weird. Oh, those are all 2s. So we select all of those and we make them -2s and then we put the connections back in. No, unselect, connect that to that, that to that, that to that. There we go. And then we can start it all up again. So that, why is that 152? It's not, it's 148. There we go. Right. So now down here, I think what I want to do is just a run of 7s and 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 a run of 7s. Then I select that. Man, selecting... Copy, paste. Okay, so let's do another run of 7s and another run of 7s. Okay, so we want to connect those up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will do those to there, except that went one too far. So I want to delete that. And then these to there, and it's gone backwards. Why are you doing that? If I go this way, there we go. And then we put a multiplier there, and we feed that in and that in. That's now 49, and that's a lot of 49s. And if I take this up, out, into the ×4, then that is a lot of 196s. It may even be enough 196s, but I've got more room to do 196s. No, it's enough 148s. Now the 166s. And that's where I may have wanted that ×4. But we can see what I can do up here. Because a row of 7s... Why did that stop drawing? A row of 7s... a row of 6s, a row of 4s. The 7s didn't connect because why would they? And then a row of -2s. And we put a multiplier there. We put a multiplier there. And we do an addition there. And that is 166. And this is nowhere near enough 196s. But that's okay. I can select all of this. I can copy, paste, rotate, rotate, rotate. It won't fit there. It will fit there. And then I can drag that to there. There's a lot more 49s. That might even be enough. I don't know. That seems to be enough. And then I can select all of this. No, not all of that. All of this. Copy, paste, blam, and that goes in. Paste, blam, that goes in. Paste, and this is where things get messy, but that's okay. Blam, a bunch of them get removed, but that comes out and goes in. Paste. Blam, a lot gets deleted, but that comes out and goes in. Paste. Blam, that comes out and goes in. And there is another factory. Do I want to use the 65 million to increase profit a little bit? I think I do. I wasn't very efficient, but I'm using this okay, I think. Like I'm doing this with 2. I'm doing this with, unfortunately, 4, but 4 is not too bad. And I'm doing this with 2. So that's pretty good as well. So this is the inefficient one. Let's come over here and try and increase my earnings. I've got 1 Y. I've got 3 Ds. 6 Fs. 8 Is. 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 4 is 20. I hit the 20. 5 times 6 is 30. 7 times 8 is... Now you've broken my concentration. 56. 9 times 9 is 81. A plus B is 11, would be 5 and 6. A plus B is 17 plus 1. 24. 17 plus 7. 45 would be 26 and 19. 46 would be 35 and 11. 13 would be 12 and 1. 20 would be 2 and 18. 37 would be 30 and 7. 44 would be 40 and 4. 47 would be 23 and 24. And Zs would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ks looks like 2. U's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is all about eyesight, by the way, and I hate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are there any of these upgrades I want to wait for? Not really. Let's do the upgrade. So I've maxed out the level on this one, and it's just giving me new numbers. So let's make a new board 1 list. So board 1 is going to be 189, 159, and 156. Okay, but I think what I want to look at is board 2, and I might just reset everything. And see if I can do board 2. Because I like coming into it fresh. And creating, now that I've got some hang of it, creating all of the stuff isn't too bad. Okay, so what would be the easiest one to make? 79 maybe? Because 79, 5 times 5 plus 4 would get me there. So I could use this. I could do, because 25 plus 4. So what I could do is I could make a run of 5s, generate some revenue real quick, because I can run this out five times 5 plus 4 No, I missed a step. 5 times 5 is 25. I need to multiply it by 3. Oh dear. So I've got all of that wrong. 5 times 5 times 3. Well, maybe I can do something here. Because what I might be able to do is put 5s up here. Put 3s up here. Do 5 times 5. Put a multiply here. There's the 25. Need to connect that and that. There's 75. I should be able to put that to there and that to there, giving me the 79, and then I can bring that out because they gave you those connectors because this is such a nightmare. And then I can make other runs of 5s. And should be able to draw those connectors. It's going the wrong way. Now it's going the right way. And draw that in. Let's try it with copy, paste. Copy, paste, paste, paste. So 5 and 5. I've probably got room for more, but we'll see how we go. Then we just need to draw in the connector. And there's an... Oops, I missed some. So if I draw in 3s... I've really messed this up, haven't I? That looks terrible, but it's working. And we're getting 79s in. We're probably not getting enough. Oh no, we're just getting enough. Okay, so next is minus 121. So I need to run it through a negative, but I've got negatives down here. 121 feels suspicious. How do you get to 121? How do I get to 121? More importantly, how do I get to minus 121? There's got to be something on that, right? How do you get to minus 121? I mean, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Minus 4 times minus 1. And I've got a minus 4 and a times minus 1 here. So 5 times 5 times 5 in here, but that's not doing it cleanly. So 5 times 5 times 5. Is 136 any easier? Well, it's close. Maybe not. I was about to say... No. It's 16 over 120. 120 divided by 4 is 30, so 34. So 34 times 4, and I've got times 4s here. So I need to feed 30 into this, because I could add 4 times 4. So I need to feed 30 into this. So if I can feed 10 in, which we know I can, with a single digit. Because I'd start with a -4. I've done this before. I start with a -4. I run the -4 into a times -3, which I then subtract 2, which gives me the 10. Then I want to add 4. No. No, wait, this is not going to work. No, I need it to be 9 times. Sorry, I need to get to 34. This is wrong. This is wrong. I need to get it. No, don't select everything. Select this. I need to get to 34. So I need to get to 11 times 3 plus 1. So can I get to 11? Yeah. -4. -1 is 11. Why is it saying -12? Oh, it's times -1. -1 11 times 3 plus 1 . Now, what am I aiming for again? I can't even remember what I'm aiming for. I then need to multiply that by 4. 136. There is 136 from a single digit. Why is that going that way? I don't understand these connections. They seem completely broken to me. So I grab the connection tool, I start here and I draw down, and now it's going that direction when previous it didn't. I don't understand. Okay, so now I've got a whole bunch of 136s being made. Hopefully enough. That should be heaps. Now I need to make 121s, and I've got 4 boards with which to do it. I'm using 2 boards to make 79s, and I'm using, well, including a special, and I'm using 1 board and 2 specials. So now I need to make 121s, negative 121s. So last time I made 121, do I have my notes? Because I did 121 before. And I didn't have a -4 available. So 5 times 5 times 5. So if I go 5s, times 5 times 5. -4 -1. Now that will work. So there's my, whoops. There's -121. And I can copy that. But it's not very efficient. So can I be more efficient than that? Particularly now that I've got a 7 on the board. I spent all that time getting a 7. I haven't used it. I spent all that time getting a 7. I haven't used it. So how do I get to 121? because that's nowhere near enough. I'm close. I could possibly do it if I fill out this area. But I spent all of that time getting 7s. This is not going to be enough. Okay. So how do I get to 121 more efficiently? How do I get to 121 more efficiently? This is an interesting question. I mean, 121 is 11 times 11. Which I can do in 4. I can do that in 4. But I still need the -1. How do I do... I still need the multiplier. I can't do 11 times -11. Can I? Because the only way to get to 11 is 7 plus 4 or 5 plus 6. If I had a -5, no, even that doesn't do it. How do I make this work? Let's up my revenue a lot. I'll bump this as well. So I need to figure out how to do 4 times 3 is 12, 6 times 5 is 30, 9 times 8 is, oh my lord, my brain is melting. 9 times 9 is 99. 4 plus 2 is 6, 11 plus 8 is 19, 17 plus 13 is 30, 20 plus 24 is 44, 30 plus 29 is 59. 1 times 3 is 3, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 6 is 30, 9 times 7 is 63, 10 times 10 is 100. S is 2, U, 2, Z, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 times B is 9, 3 times 3, 15, which is 3 times 5, 35, which is 5 times 7, 9 times 9, and 10 times 10. Okay, so that's fine, but I still need to figure out how to get minus 121 more efficiently than this. 5 times 5 times 5 minus 4 times minus 1. I don't have a minus 5. If I had a minus 5, that would be doable. So do I have to wait for the -5? Because 5 times -5 is -25, times 5 is -125, plus 4 is -121. And that allows me to do it in 4. Do I have to wait for the -5? Because all of the multipliers are 5s. Can I do it with a 6 multiplier or a 7 multiplier to get me there faster? I don't think I can. I think I have to wait for the -5. Because 126 is 21. So 126 is 21 times 6. 21 times 6. Now the 21, can I do that with what I've got? Not really. I'm aiming for -121. How the heck am I going to get this without the minus? I'm going to try and figure it out while waiting for those extra millions. Everyone is laughing at me. No one's going to watch these videos, but that's okay. There's going to, and if they do, there's going to be so many comments about you nupty Brimster. Here's how it's done. I'm trying to get multiples of 7. Well, hang on a minute. Isn't this 18 times 7? No, that's 126. 126 is 18 times 7. I'm pretty certain that's true. Yeah. So 126 equals 18 times 7. 18, I can get, -18, I can get with -3 times 6. So -3 times 6 times 7 -4. Sorry. Plus 5. So -3 times 6 equals -18. Times 7 equals -126 plus 5 equals what? -121. I'm going to try that. I am going to delete that run. So what I want is a -3 run. And a 6 run, which I multiply. So there's the -18. I then want a 7 run. Oh, man, these modes and the way this works. The user interface on this is moderately terrible, but there's a 7 run where I pick a multiply and add it in. So that's -126. So then I add a 5 run. And there's -121. With less real estate used. And I'm not sure I can beat that. So I'm going to delete all of these. I'm going to select this, copy, no! Copy, paste. Paste, because that gets me 3 in there. Paste. 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 And there you go. There's the efficiency that I was looking for. And the 121 is now filling up. Holy cow, I found it. I am terrible at this. And the next board too. And I'll tell you now, I'm going to start doing planning for these off stream. Is 161, 146, and minus 128. So I'm going to start doing some pre-planning of math and everything. What is this? This is going to be a new special board. Where will I want to put that? I will be able to move it. These powers. Now, do I want the -5 or do I want the special board? Ooh, interesting choice. X. I mean, to my mind, that's just multiplied by... To my mind, this is just multiplied by -3, isn't it? And what's the difference between A and X? These say A plus 2 and X plus 2, but this one just has X minus 3. I don't understand, but I think I'm gonna buy, I mean, this increases this board, which is tempting, but I think I'm just gonna buy the special board. And I'm going to put it... Actually, this is not a bad place for it because I can hook it up to all of this other stuff. Oh, it is... Right, it's put the A in. Chaining special boards and moving them around to do that is going to be quite useful. And then I'm going to pump this upgrade, which means everything breaks. What an interesting little session that was. This has been crazy. Oh well. And again, I'm going to start next session from a clean slate. That was insane. Be prepared to move these around, I think is the thing. And I probably should take notes as to what's on these boards so I can plan for it. What an insane game this is. This is really addictive, which for someone like me who struggles with the math is really interesting. Well, thank you everyone, all 2 of you or something that's watching. I hope you are enjoying the game. And yeah, I did buy Node Farm because it came in a bundle. I didn't even know Node Crown was a thing. It wasn't included in the bundle. But yeah, I've picked up Node Math and Node Farm. I'm not even planning on looking at Node Farm in the short term. I'm having too much fun with this. Thank you, I don't think I'm going to continue playing this like it is. This is kind of the new toy, but I'll probably come back to this occasionally. This is very, very weird, and I'll probably grow sick of it when my brain melts. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with the flowing of the numbers. Bye everyone.